welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 10 of our career mode with West Ham United. It's going to be on that continuous methodical line. Unfortunately, my head is still absolutely pounding. It really does hurt to talk. It just sends a ricochet through my noodle, but the only way I'm not going to upload is if I actually die. So hopefully that won't happen and I'll be able to continue uploading. So we're starting off with the squad report. And I've got to say, the boys are doing really well. I'm really impressed with the way some of the lads are growing. Obviously, some of this bad form I really don't understand because match ratings don't seem to be reflected when it comes to squad reports. I mean, Stuart Downing is an absolute fine example. He's been playing really, really well. Yes, he hasn't played all the games. We know that. You have to have rotation. You can't keep playing players when they're low on energy, otherwise they'll get injured. And that's the one thing we don't want is pointless and silly injuries. We've already got Jarvo out for a substantial period of time. And that wasn't due to overplay him. That was just due to one of those unmisfortunate injuries that you get during a match. And it's just a little bit frustrating to say the least. But on the whole, the boys are growing quite well. Obviously, Ricardo Vazte, unfortunately, he's probably a victim of the rotational system. Hasn't been able to get into the team. You've got Downing on the right-hand side. But of course, Sacco has been playing so well on that right-hand side. He's really been having a good fight. A real good tussle with Stuart Downing for that right wing or right sort of cam role, that ram role. And I've got to say, he's really good. So the victim of that is definitely Vazte, unfortunately. But it's one of those things, as long as he puts in the effort in training, he'll develop. He'll obviously develop. But as soon as Jarvo is injured, he loses sprint speed, he loses agility. Hopefully his statistics won't be too affected during his injured period. I'll be gutted if they are, because it'll just make it so much more difficult for when he comes back. Unless when he comes back, he gets a good boost in statistics if he plays a good game. But I don't know what EA consider to be a good game and a bad game, because Downing, like I say, has played probably, in the first bad squad report we had for him, he probably played 2 bad games out of 6 or 5 games, which is nothing really. I mean, he's still played good games, but I don't want to get into the whole EA rating system. It blows my mind at times. I don't quite understand it. But Carlton Cole, obviously a victim of, he's struggling to find a place in the team. You've got Andy Carroll, you've got Serrati, and of course you've got Enner Valencia. And at the same time, we've still got Sacco who can play. And if I really wanted to, I could stick Vazte up front. So he is finding it difficult to get into the team. Definitely a squad player more than a rotational player. But we've still got that added depth, which I love. We've got that added depth. I'd like to see some of the youngsters come on. I want to see how they progress. Hopefully we'll farm a few out in the January transfer window just to get them out online, just to get them playing football, see how they develop, because next summer is going to be a big period for them to see if they make it or break it at the club. Now, this is the league table as it stands, and the biggest shock for me is still that Stoke City are in 4th, but Arsenal are in 18th. 1 win from 13 games. 1 win. That's unbelievable. I'm not going to say we can shout because we're only in 11th position. For me, success would definitely be finishing in the top 9. I don't want to aim too high because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to aim too low because my job will be on the line at the end of the day. I want the boys to do a fantastic job and get us into that top 10, that top 9, that top 8, that top 7 would be an absolute dream. But as long as we have a good season finish this season, then we can build upon it, make changes in the summer, perhaps make changes in January, considering Jarvo is out. We've really got to consider that. But we have got depth, which is the important factor. So the first game of the episode is, of course, an away game to West Bromwich Albion. We have adopted the 4-4-2 formation. I just wanted the boys to be a little bit more sturdy in the centre of the park, and I wanted to go with 2 up top, hopefully utilise the ability of Carroll, using him as a target man and using the pace of Enner Valencia off him. As you saw, Valencia had the first chance. I mean, he should have probably fake shot and had a crack on it, but he didn't. Kare, who has been working on his shooting in training, had a nice little shot there. Didn't get enough behind it, unfortunately, but he started to dominate this game. I mean, great play in the centre of the park there. Opens up for him, literally like the seas part. He has a crack, and, really, was that a shot? What could we actually call that? That was just absolutely awfully unfortunately. But Kare is absolutely dominating. As you can see, interlinking play with Carroll and Kare onto Valencia. And again, Valencia, he just sort of snatches at those opportunities at times. He really needs to concentrate a little bit more. But never fear. We have a home game coming up in front of the Bowland faithful. So if you've got your tickets, I will see you there. If you have not got your tickets are running out very fast. We should have another max crowd at the Bowland, which would be fantastic, as the atmosphere is always brilliant on home games. But a beautiful ball over the top into Carroll. Great chest control. And he slams home a right foot shot. Now, cast your memories back to that right foot shot he had a couple of episodes ago. You would never have thought he would have knocked that one in, but he did. Absolutely great finish. The ball over the top was fantastic, but the chest control by Kare, straight in front of him, absolutely perfect, onto his right foot, and bang. That is a sensational finish. That is actually a world-class finish, to be fair. The boy is back. He is back with a bang. He's back on the road to scoring goals. He's got a few goals already. He hasn't, really set the world on fire. But to be honest, at this moment in time, he's our leading scorer for the club, which, that's a big accolade at this moment in time. I was hoping Valencia would be the leading scorer, but it's big AC, which I'm quite happy with. He's doing really well. But as you can see, West Bromwich Albion came straight back into the game. They really sort of came into life. It was almost as if the goal kicked him up the arse. But Gardner doing some great work down that left-hand side. Gets the ball, and Adrian sort of palms it out. The ball comes across, and unfortunately West Bromwich Albion equalise. A little bit disappointed, to say the least. I can't fault anyone there. I mean, the shot, or whatever the shot cross from Gardner there, was going extremely high and wide and not very handsome there, and Adrian did get a hand to it, but it's one of those things, unfortunately, one of those things. But to be honest, we nearly conceded on the brink of half time. The corner to the back post caused us some major problems. We've really got to work on that marking at that back post. We seem to be very susceptible at the back post, which we're going to have to work on. So I decided to make a few changes, get some pace on the pitch. I want to get Zerati on the pitch because he's so agile and he can do such a good job going forward. As you can see, he's on the ball, knocks it inside into Lezz, and then makes that run forward. Unfortunately, Lezz doesn't play the kindest of balls into Zerati. But it's good to see Lezz on the pitch. He's playing quite well, to be honest. I really do like him. And again, it's a big opportunity for him to take this opportunity, grab it with both hands, and, secure a new contract in the summer. But Kare absolutely dominated in the centre of the park, playing some beautiful football, always stopping West Bromwich Albion, breaking up their attacks. Tompkins with a very poor ball forward there. He's got to work on that. His distribution as a centre-back has got to be worked on. But again, Kare getting in there, breaking up the play into Zerati. Zerati into Seiko. Seiko trying to weave his way past the centre-back. Unfortunately, he gets blocked off. But Zerati was playing so well. He made a huge difference when he came on, as did Sacco. He made a huge difference just purely because of his pace and his tireless running. He's so strong and he bombs forward. But it wasn't enough, unfortunately, and we do manage to hold on to the 1-1 draw. Even though West Brom didn't offer a lot in the last 10-15 minutes, it was a little bit frustrating. But I think it's obvious who was going to be man of the match. It has to be Kare, who absolutely dominated for me personally. And that's his second man of the match. We can only put 4 on the leaderboard, but we now have 5 players on 2 man of the matches each. It is just so competitive at this moment in time for the lads. It really is. Reece Burke has come to me, and obviously, he wants to start getting into the first team squad, which I think is fantastic. I love players who do this, and he will get his opportunity. But now I think it's time to have a look at the local rag and see what's going on in the Daily Jaffa. The Daily Jaffa. Number 1 for news, number 1 for sport. Still as competitive, 35 pence. Matt Jarvis has worked hard to hold down his position on the wing at West Ham, and in doing so he managed to force his way into the England squad. But then a heavy fall saw Jarvis break his ankle, which will see him out on the sidelines for 12 to 16 weeks. Locke took time to speak about the player and the injury. "I'm gutted for Jarvo. He has worked so damn hard to force his way into the England squad, and for this to happen, it's just sod's law." We asked Locke how it would affect his transfer plans for January. "Well, it is a right pain in the back doors. I didn't need it. But from a transfer point of view, I really don't wish to talk about it." It seems Locke is playing his cards close to his chest regarding transfers, but a leaked email from inside West Ham saw Locke contacting David Gold, David Sullivan and CB Holding Limited, who own 10% of the club. The email outlines the investment Locke wants to see and a list of some world-class talent both in England, Europe and the rest of the world, listing such players as Chalobah, Stones, Hughes, Zaha, Redmond, Ward-Prowse, Vilhena, Maher, Akadi, Angel Correa, Van Ginkel, Pellin, Lansbury, to name a few, and Locke looks determined to sign the players as he has already dispatched his scouts. Locke in Genoa. West Ham manager John Locke was spotted in the crowd at a recent home game for Genoa, with rumours stating Locke was watching the promising goalkeeper Mattia Pellin, who is thought to be the required replacement for Adrian, who is stalled on contract talks. So, the local rag getting hold of a leaked email and some interesting stories there. I can confirm I was in Genoa but I'm not going to say why I was. I'll leave that to your imagination, and hopefully you can help me create a continuation of that storyline. I hope you're enjoying the Daily Jaffa. I hope you're enjoying the Man of the Matches. I hope you're actually enjoying the actual career mode itself. I do apologise again for not having a more upbeat episode. As you know, I like to put a lot more passion in, but I tell you, my head is absolutely pounding, and I don't want to disappoint you guys by not uploading, because I'm absolutely, personally, loving this career mode and just loving the route it's taking. We've got so much more to come. It's quite scary, to be honest. But we start off brightly against Swansea. The kickoff was absolutely sensational. But look at Alexander Asong doing what he's paid for, breaking up the play. Absolutely sensational. Great ball into Morrison there from Downham, but unfortunately he just didn't have that sudden burst of pace he needed. But look at that. Sacco breaking up some play there. Pounced on an error by Swansea. He just opens up his legs. He's so quick. Knocks it into side to Zarate. Zarate looking to get in that box. What a tackle. What a perfectly timed tackle. Ravel Morrison, he's such a good player. I love him at this moment in time. He's so good. Played a nice ball into Downing. Downing knocks it on to Zarate. Zarate going down that right-hand side. Looks to do a skill move, but unfortunately Tate takes the ball off him for Swansea. We join it with Creswell knocking it into Sacco. Sacco with the fake shot. Goes through two defenders on the edge of the box. Looks to has the crack. Great save there by Tremel in the Swansea goal. That's a great piece of play, and that's what I love about our boy Sacco. He's just so powerful going forward. But Bonnie for Swansea knocks the ball in, and unfortunately for the last second of the first half, our two players just do not concentrate. Tompkins, what is Tompkins doing? This is Tompkins' fault for me. He should know. He should be looking back to his left to see the player, but unfortunately he doesn't. And I'm going to tease you. Yes, I am. We're going to leave it there.
I used to dream about